Sajid Javid unveiled his NHS elective recovery plan in the House of Commons on Tuesday. But what does it actually entail? Ever since the COVID pandemic was declared in England nearly 2 years ago, waiting lists for patients on the NHS have soared, owing to resources and appointments being allocated to COVID or high-priority related cases. In fact, NHS figures showed that a record 5.7 million people were on waiting lists at the end of August. Now, the Health Secretary Sajid Javid has announced plans to tackle this issue within the coming years. So, what can we expect to happen? Speaking to MPs in the Commons, Mr. Javid revealed his proposals, dubbed the NHS Elective Recovery Plan. During the next 3 years, it's hoped the plan will restore core health services back to their pre-pandemic levels. Last November, almost 6 million people in England were waiting to start routine hospital treatment. While in August the highest figure for patients on NHS waiting lists, 5.7 million, was recorded since records began 14 years earlier. Mr. Javid said 10 million people are estimated to have stayed away from the NHS during the pandemic, with 300,000 people now waiting longer than a year for care. What does the plan involve? Under the government's ambitious measures, the Health Secretary is expecting the backlog of those waiting for non-emergency surgery to start to fall from March 2024. However, he has cautioned that this number could yet increase further before it starts to be whittled down. Regardless of the NHS's exceptional efforts, Mr. Javid said there is now a considerable COVID backlog of elective care. Speaking about his goal to cut NHS waiting lists in England to under a year by 2025, Mr. Javid expected this to be achieved so long as half of the missing demand from the pandemic returns over the next 3 years. He said, with this, no one will wait longer than 2 years by July this year, and the NHS aims to eliminate the waits of over 18 months by April 2023 and over 65 weeks by March 2024. The 52-year-old added that to ensure people get a quicker diagnosis through one-stop shops for checks and scans and tests, the government will grow the use of community diagnostic centres. Also confirmed within the plans is a new online platform labelled My Planned Care.